So I remember sitting on his lap, and he had whiskers and smelled like a cigar. He had a brother who lived in Cincinnati, and this is very interesting. One day I was sitting in Temple with my mother. I was a teenager, and I looked over, and my grandfather was very distinctive. He had a large face, lots of white hair. I mean, my white genes come directly from him. And mother was early gray person. And I looked over, and there was a person sitting over there. I said, "Mother, who is that person? He looks just like like Grandpa." She said, "Well, it should look like Grandpa. It's his brother." Now, I'm 16 years old, and I didn't know my grandfather had a brother. Well, they had a feud. Did not speak. So there's a lot of non-speaking in that side of the family. I had two uncles that lived at home till they got married, and they didn't speak. My mother's two brothers. And so this grandfather, I said, "Well, what happened?" And well, here's the story. This is a Victorian story that my grandmother's name was Rosa, and this brother married a woman named Daisy. So at the wedding, my grandfather gave a toast. He was drunk, and he said, "Who would want to marry a Daisy when they could have an American Beauty Rose?" Non-speaking. I mean, it got to the point, it was totally crazy. This Lester, the brother, would come downstairs and say, come down to the shoe store and say, "Martin, I need to borrow $10,000. My grandfather would sit and write out a check for $10,000 to him. No words spoken. And I've since met some of the children, and we had a big reunion. It was very funny. He was a presence. He was sort of full of mischief. He was a funny guy. He never went past the 4th grade. He was a very literate man. He was a total autodidact. He taught himself. But he never went past the 4th grade. I have an uncle. He never went past the 8th grade, made a fortune being an antique dealer. But Grandpa never went past the 4th grade. But look, Lincoln never went to school.